Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram with you on the cricket show, Cricket Happenings. Yes, I'm coming a bit late on the weekends, unfortunately, but that's how it is, unfortunately. And what I have in store for you, the IPL, the Tata IPL 2022, two matches happening, wins for Rajasthan Royals against the Lucknow Super Giants, and that was a fantastic game of cricket. It went down to the last over. The debutant Kuldeep Sain, playing his first ever match in the IPL, showed great coolness of nerves, and he bowled an over when Marcus Stoinis had to get 14 runs of the over. He kept it down to 11 runs and won the match for the team. Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals on the top of the tree right now with other teams as well. So Lucknow Super Giants losing that particular match. And the other match, as far as Delhi Capitals versus Kolkata Knight Riders were concerned, well, I thought Delhi Capitals totally outplayed them. They put up a big score on the board, and finally the victory was theirs. The KKR were defeated by 44 runs in that particular match. So I'll be talking about that. Also, we go back to Bangladesh, South Africa, third day's play, and Bangladesh have been set 413 runs for victory. They already lost 3 wickets. They require another 386 runs. Time is not a constraint. 2 full days to come. The ball is fairly new, so there's definitely something in store, but the damage has been done by the spinners Harmer and Maharaj. So first, let's get on to the first match, which I'm talking about. Is We are talking about Delhi Capitals versus KKR. That was the first match that was played today in the Tata Indian Premier League 2022. Match play of the 19th match, played at the Brabant Stadium in Mumbai. Delhi Capitals, Kolkata Knight Riders. As normally it happens, the team that wins the toss inserts the other team in, and that's what precisely happened. If you see Delhi Capitals batting first, it was because Kolkata Knight Riders won the toss and put the Delhi Capitals to bat first. Delhi Capitals put up a very good performance, especially on the top of the order. The openers, Prithvi Shaw and David Warner, absolutely climbing into the KKR bowlers. Umesh Yadav, Rasik Salam bowled only one over. Pat Cummins, nobody was spared. I mean, the only man who really made a difference was Sunil Narine. I mean, amidst all the mayhem that was going on with the batting, really flowering for the team Delhi Capitals. One has to really give credit to Sunil Narine. He was the one who put a sort of a small break on the team on the scoring. 4 overs, no more than 2 for 21. Other than that, as I said. It was a leather hunt for the bowlers. And what a start by Prithvi Shaw and David Warner. David Warner playing his first match, I reckon, second match probably. But what a start. An electric start was given. 93 runs. They brought up the 15, the fourth over itself, with Prithvi Shaw hitting some wonderful sixes. David Warner also and some very nice strokes that were played by both these batsmen. Very, very aggressive right from ball one. They already the It was an indication when the very first ball from Umesh Yadav was dispatched for a boundary. Prithvi Shaw did it, and 93 runs added in 8 overs, 8.4 overs. That will really give you as to how they were really playing. Prithvi Shaw's contribution being 51 of 29 deliveries, which included 7 fours and 2 sixes, and David Warner contributing 61 of 45, 6 fours and 2 sixes. Rishabh Pant clattered 27 of 14, 2 fours and 2 sixes. And Roman Powell, and that was the time when Nareen picked up the wickets of Lalit Yadav and Roman Powell pretty cheaply. But and after that, one probably thought Sarfraz Khan would have been slotted to come in. But what Delhi Capitals did is that they wanted to keep up the momentum of scoring, as Rishabh Pant alluded to in the post-match interview, and that's the reason they promoted Akshar Patel and Shardul Thakur into the mix, and they they really made it count. 166 for 5, and David Warner departed. But after that, it was really dead batting, one could call, from Akshar Patel and Shardul Thakur, who scotched the boundary time and again, with also hitting one over the a lot of sixes as well. So that was it's a wonderful partnership. that ensued between these two, and these two took the score to 215 for 5 when David Warner departed with 16.4 overs on 166. So 4 overs would remain with another 2 balls. So in the space of probably 26 balls, you could see how the score rose to. So 49 runs were added by this pair. Akshar Patel's contribution being an unbeaten 22 of 14, 2 fours, 1 6. Shardul Thakur not out 29 and of 11 deliveries with 20 with 1 4 and 2 3 6s. 215 for 5 was the final tally for the Delhi Capitals, and the bowling, as I said, was definitely they had to really. They really went for runs. Sumesh Yadav, 4 overs, 1 for 48. Razik Salam only bowled a solitary over. Pat Cummins, 4 overs, cost him 51 runs, the most costliest. Varun Chakravarti, the spinners were not spared, but Sunil Narine was a real sole exception to the rule. 4 overs, 1 for 44 for Varun Chakravarti. Sunil Narine, 2 for 21. Russell bowled 2 overs for 1 for 16, and Venkatesh Iyer bowled a solitary over, which got slammed for 14 runs. Knight Riders were chasing a total of 216 runs, Knight Riders, and definitely there was a lot of comedy going on. The umpiring probably was not really spot on. Ajinkya Rahane twice he was given out, and the review came that he was not out. But other than that, Rahane making 8, Venkatesh Iyer making 18, 2 6s he hit of the bowling of much figure. I think it was Shardul Thakur who was dispatched for 2 6s by Venkatesh Iyer, and definitely both the openers were scalped by Khalil Ahmed, who bowled with lots of pace today, which was good to see. The left armer for a long time saw that. I think he really gave a good performance there. 3 for 25 returns, and he bowled superbly. Shreyas Iyer and then Nitish Rana. They had started already getting aggressive. Nitish Rana hit 3 6s in a knock of 30 of 20 deliveries. But Shreyas Iyer was looking in his element till such time he got out when after hitting Kuldeep Yadav for one stupendous 6. In fact, it was Kuldeep Yadav who won the race there, as he did some tomfoolery on Shreyas Iyer, and Shreyas Iyer was caught stump punt by Kuldeep Yadav as he came dancing down the wicket. 54 of 33, 5 4s and 2 6s. Russell made 24 of 21, but again, the run rate was there. As far as Russell was there, there was a danger for the other team. But when Andre Russell departed, Andre Russell was there, but again, the matters had, and suddenly we saw that even though Andrew Russell was there at the crease, at the other end, the wickets kept tumbling. Sam Billings was out for 15, Pat Cummins was out for 4, Nareen 4, Umesh Yadav. What a catch taken by Kuldeep Yadav of his own bowling. Kuldeep Yadav was superb with the ball today, and what a splendid spell of bowling from Kuldeep Yadav. I mean, he's really doing a great job here, Kuldeep Yadav. 4 overs, no maiden, 4 for 35. Other than that, Mustafizur Rahman was good, none for 21. Thakur 2 for 30 was costly. Khalil Ahmed was very impressive, 3 for 25. Akshar Patel got taken for runs as well. And the man of the match going to Kuldeep Yadav for his wonderful bowling spell. And happy to see Kuldeep Yadav really, really among the wickets here. As I said, it was dominated by the ones they scored 215 on this particular track. It was always going to be difficult, and the Kolkata Knight Riders found so as they lost the match by 44 runs. Now, the next match we are talking about is we are talking about the 20th match. Rajasthan Royals taking on the Lucknow Super Giants, and this was a very, very exciting match at that. Rajasthan Royals were the ones who actually took first use of the wicket. Not a wicket which was very, very easy to bat on, one could call, but nevertheless, Rajasthan Royals scored of 165 for 6 was built up. I mean, they did not have a good start. They lost wickets pretty quickly. Josh Butler was clean bowled by Avish Khan for 13, so that was a big fish there of 11. That was 1 for 1 6. Padikal contributed 29 of as many balls with 4 fours. Sanju Samson was out for 13. Rusty Anderson was playing his first IPL match, but he was dismissed very cheaply for just 4 runs. But Shimron Hetmeyer turned it on big time. What an innings from him! I mean, if you look at his knock there, he was along with Ravichandran Ashwin, but Shimron Hetmeyer slammed 59 unbeaten runs to take the Rajasthan Royals to 165 for six by hitting some monster sixes. He hit six monster sixes and one boundary in a knock, which was truly remarkable. 59. This is what Shimon Hetmer can do, and this is what the talent that this bloke possesses. Unfortunately for West Indies, it has not been coming through. But as and when it comes through, he will be a most dangerous player in the West Indian team, according to me. Shimon Hetmer, because his sixes were all hit with tremendous force. Six sixes and one boundary, 59, not out of 36 deliveries. And Ravichandran Ashwin contributed a very good 28. He hit two sixes of the spinner Gautam as well. But what was interesting here was that this is something we have not seen in cricket. Ravichandran Ashwin, in the 19th over, declared himself out by not really getting out, because if once you're gone, you're declared out. And Ravichandran Ashwin suddenly got through a big surprise where by running to the non-strikers, and he started running towards the pavilion. Probably that was something that they had already planned, and even the Harsha Bogle asked in the post-match interview, and it was told that they had some plans like that. And Ravichandran Ashwin, that's the precise reason he ran to the pavilion, even though he was not out, and he was declared retired out for 28. And this was something very new in cricket, according to me, but it was a sort of a real innovation. And that was only to give Rian Parag an opportunity to go and biff a few. By the way, he did biff for six, out for eight. Trent Bowles not onto 165 for six, the score. Bowling, Chamira, none for 22, bowled superbly. Jason Holder was very costly, 2 for 50. Initially good, but later on clattered 2 for 50. And especially his countryman, Shimron Hetmir, climbed on Jason Holder. Ravi Bishnoi for was 1 for 29. Avesh Khan was good, 1 for 31. Krishnappa Gautam took 2 wickets for 30. Lucknow Super Giants was given a target of 166 to win. And what a start. Trent bowled, surprising everybody by deciding to come round the wicket. And what was good about the first delivery that Trent bowled was KL Rahul, the opener and the captain of the team, was totally stunned by the delivery, because that particular delivery was a dream delivery. It was the first ball, first up. And as I said, he suddenly decided that he would come around the wicket. And I'm told that his countryman James Neesham suggested that. And what a delivery it was. He came round the wicket and got the ball to pitch and swing in. And as Sunny Gavaskar said, the former great batsman said, any batsman would have found difficult to keep away this ball. And getting it first up for Rahul, there was a bit of bat and pan, nice swing there as the angle went against Rahul, and through the bat and pad gap, it shattered his stumps. And that was a really a sort of a real dream start for the Rajasthan Royals. KL Rahul was gone bold for naught. And then and after that, we had Bolt picking up another wicket in the same over when Krishnappa Gautam was sent in instead of the other batsmen just to shield them. But Krishnappa Gautam was also received a ball which swung in late, and that was the end of him. LBW bowled for naught, and Bolt was on absolute fire. After that, Quinton de Kock was at the crease. He was joined in by Jason Holder, but Jason Holder, after two boundaries, fell a victim to the bowling of Prasidh Krishna. And then we saw the debutant Kuldeep Sen into action. And I'm telling you, Kuldeep Sen was very impressive. He was bowling on a consistent level of 146 clicks. He was making his debut at what an over. I mean, he also held his cool when it came down to the match came down to the wire, and he held his nerve with 14 runs required for Marcus Stoinis to go and win the match. He kept him to 11 runs. So splendid. He's looking a real talent, that Kuldeep Sen. He's keeping the seam up, and he bowled very intelligently. And especially, I saw his body language right from the time he came on to bowl. One could sense the body language right away when he got the ball for the first over. He was absolutely on the money. The first ball itself was a wonderful toe crasher that he bowled, which was kept away. And not only that, he has shown great calmness of nerves in his very first match. And as I said, he looks a talent there. It's good to see a lot of young talent coming to the fore in this IPL. India should be very happy about that. Deepak Huda joined Quinton de Kock, and then they started slowly trying to resurrect matters, but only just one could call, as Deepak Huda lost his stumps to Sain as he went for a big booming shot on Kuldeep Sen, lost his stumps, bowled by Sain for 25 of 24 deliveries, three sixes, three fours in that. Quinton de Kock was struggling with the bat, but his contribution was only 39. Chahal came into the mix, and Chahal really picked up some vital wickets. He actually started buying the wickets. And as you know, Chahal is someone who likes to flight the ball, and when he sees that the batsmen are trying to go for him, he actually gives the ball air but bowls it a bit wide outside the off stump, and that netted his wickets. Quinton de Kock caught Parag, bowled Chahal for 39 of 32, two fours and one six. Ayush Badoni was out cheaply for once again. Chahal getting his wicket, even though Ayush Badoni went for a biggie, but he was caught by Parag at the fence, out for five of seven deliveries. And then Kunal Pandya was there, played a few good strokes to keep up the tempo, but he was also bowled by Chahal, and that was the time it was a sort of a victory that they were trying for victory at the time, but the partnership, sorry, the run rate was really spiraling at the time, and it was probably going over 10 runs per over. And when Andre Russell, and when Marcus Stoinis walked in, it was almost more than 10 runs per over, probably even 20. In 4 overs, they required 60 runs. And Marcus Stoinis was making it happen in a Prasidh Krishna over. He went bang, bang, bang as he hit lots of fours and sixes. But Marcus Stoinis was there. Dushmanthar Chamira was LBW with Chahal for 13. But the final over was given to none other than the debutant. Prasidh Krishna was very costly, as Marcus Stoinis really gave him a real pounding in the 19th over. But in the final over, Kuldeep Sen, what a bowler. I mean, you're bowling to an international batsman like Marcus Stoinis. He kept his cool. He kept the line well. He concentrated on that, and he stuck to that, and that yielded him the success. As with 14 runs required of the final over, all that Marcus Stoinis could do was get 11 runs, and that got the match for Rajasthan Royals. Marcus Stoinis was not out on 38 of 17 deliveries, two fours and four sixes. Avesh Khan hit a booming six for the bowling of Isendra Chahal, but that was it. In fact, Marcus Stoinis had decided that if at all the Lucknow Super Giants has to go and win the match, he's the one who is going to hold the willow. So he kept on denying the runs to Avesh Khan as well. Bowling, Trent bowled 4 overs, 2 for 30. Put the early strikes on, and then Prasidh Krishna, 4 overs, 1 for 35. Ashwin bowled, and the spinners, I thought Ravichandran Ashwin, Yuzvendra Chahal, and combining with Kuldeep Sen, who had 1 for 35 on his debut. Very impressive. 4 for 41 for Chahal. And Kuldeep Sen, as I said, was bowling very consistently at 142, 144 clicks, which is good to see. So now, very quickly, the Indian Premier League, as the Rajasthan Royals have gone on the top of the table. And I go very quickly to the South Africa versus Bangladesh. We are talking about third day's play at Canberra in the second test match with Bangladesh and South Africa. Bangladesh, as I said yesterday on the first thing, they resumed on the overnight, and I said the key was Mushfiqur Rahim, but it did not take much time. In fact, the Bangladeshis were bowled out for 217 with Mushfiqur Rahim out for 51. Again, Mushfiqur Rahim has been very guilty of holding the, making the what do you calling the reverse sweep, which has been bringing his doom. And once again, he went into a reverse sweep, and that ended it in the ball keeping low and hitting his off stump. So Mr. Graham really need to watch out when he plays his reverse sweep. Yasir Ali started off with a bang in the morning, but then he was caught and bowled one out for 46 with 7 fours, but looked good. Madison Raz was out for 11, and it was all the spinners who did the damage. Harman and Maharaj just going through skying through the Bangladeshi lineup. They bowled out for 217, and it was 3 wickets for 39 for Harmer, 3 for 25 for Mulder, as you know, yesterday, 2 wickets for 57 for Maharaj, and 2 to Duan Alivar. 217 all out, a big lead for the South Africans, and the South Africans declared at 176 for 6, thus setting the Bangladeshis 413 runs to win. South Africa in the second innings, if you look at the card there, Erwi was 41, 5 boundaries. Elgar made 26 with 2 fours and 1 6. Peterson made 14. Bavuma 30. Rickleton made 12, but Kyle Vereen played a very attractive innings, unbeaten 39 of 30 when the Dean Elgar called his troops back as South Africa declared the innings closed at 176 for 6, and the wicket takers were Taijul Islam, the spinner Marius and Miraz, 2 and 1 wicket Khalid Ahmed. Again, the ball is turning here, and Bangladesh were given a target of 413 runs to win, and they were in trouble. Mahmoud Hussain Joy was once again dismissed for a blob. He bagged a king pair, I would say, because he was dismissed of the very first ball of the over in both the innings. So that says it's a king pair that he bagged in this test. Ajmal Hussain Shanta was LBW ball Maharaj for 7, and Tamim Iqbal just before close of play fell a victim to the bowling of Harmer for 13 with 2 boundaries, and that made Mominul Haq the captain in the middle, not out on 5. Bangladesh 27 for 3. Only the Keshav Maharaj and Simon Harmer, the spinners, have been used so far by South Africa, and 2 for 17 for Maharaj, 1 for 8 for Simon Harmer. And time is not a constraint at all. The ball is turning. Mominul Haq is at the crease. You still have some batting. Mushfiqur Rahim once again will be coming tomorrow. And I think 386 runs still separate Bangladesh to go and win this particular match. And I think time is not a problem. But Dean Elgar has really thrown it to them. But it looks pretty difficult for me to see whether Bangladesh would be able to survive with the ball turning and Keshav Mara and Simon Harmer bowling in tandem. I think they really have to play a sort of an extraordinary performance has to come from Bangladesh, if at all. The other thing that I would like to share here, news has just come in that the 2024 T20 World Cup, which will be happening in the West Indies, United States, where 12 teams will be qualifying. 12 teams will be automatically qualified for the T20 along with the hosts, West Indies and United States. Well, dear fans and subscribers, it was an absolute pleasure bringing you the cricket show. As usual, hope you all loved it, and looking forward to your company once again. Now it will be on the weekend, as you know. And other than that, on weekdays, you can keep an eye on my Twitter page at Ram 574. You can go over there and look at my tweets. Other than that, I do have a cricket website, www.cricket-status.com. And you can also catch up with me. I mean, not on Cricket Reddit nowadays. It's becoming a bit difficult with constraint of time. Thanks for your company as always, and looking forward to talking more with you during the weekend on cricket. And until then, it's a goodbye from me, your host Ram of Cricket Happenings, and wish you all a very nice week. Thank you.